This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. An active duty member of the Philippine National Police was arrested in Pasay City for allegedly possessing drugs worth 238,000 pesos, according to the National Capital Region Police Office on Thursday. The NCRPO report said Angeles City-based Police Corporal Michael Mones, 37, was apprehended in a buy-bust operation at a shopping mall along Roxas Boulevard late Wednesday evening. He was caught with an alleged 35 grams of shabu. Operatives with the Southern Police District also recovered a pistol bearing serial number PNP 04358 with a magazine containing 14 live rounds of ammunition. The SPD also seized a gun holster, a pair of handcuffs, and a PNP identification card. The suspect faces a case for violating the Dangerous Drugs Act, the Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act, and the Omnibus Election Code. Authorities seized 100,000 pesos worth of suspected shabu from a retired cop, a security guard, and 2 others in a buy-bust on Wednesday at an alleged drug den in this town. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Region V and Philippine National Police Drug Enforcement Group said in a report on Tuesday that their personnel conducted the operation at around 5 p.m. in Barangay del Carmen. They arrested alleged drug den maintainer Renato Abidas, 63, and a former policeman assigned at Calabanga before his retirement. The others arrested were Daniel Perato, 21, and Rito Hernandez, 54, who were visiting the drug den, and Jamul Sanogba, 30, an alleged employee of the establishment. The lawmen confiscated 15.6 grams of suspected shabu with a street value of 106,000 pesos during the operation. Lieutenant Colonel John Lavarilla, officer in charge of Calabanga Police, said in an interview Thursday that the suspects were being tested for drugs. Article continues. After this advertisement they took a drug test at the Bicol Regional PDEA, then they'll return here for custody, Avarilla said. The arrested individuals will face charges of violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Bureau of Immigration Commissioner Joel Vallado on Friday ordered the immediate dismissal of officers implicated in the escape of a high-profile South Korean fugitive while attending a hearing in Quezon City. The BI likewise filed criminal complaints before the Department of Justice amid the newly obtained security footage and testimonial evidence that point to possible collusion within the agency, Vallado said in a news release. This footage is damning evidence. This is not simple negligence. The movements and interactions caught on camera strongly indicate collusion, he said. Adding to this, we have secured additional testimonial evidence that further strengthens our case against those involved. Naik Hayan, 38, escaped while attending the hearing of an estafa case filed against him by a Filipino woman at the Quezon City Prosecutor's Office on the 4th of March. The closed-circuit television footage allegedly showed BI officers facilitating the escape. Vallado noted that further investigation is underway, but the evidence gathered so far is strong enough to support criminal cases against those responsible. This is no longer just an internal disciplinary matter. This is a full-blown criminal case. The DOJ will take over and we will ensure that those who betrayed public trust are held accountable, he said. Other employees suspected of involvement have been placed on preventive suspension, while an internal audit of all high-risk deportation and detention cases continues. Vallado vowed that the BI will not stop until all those responsible are punished. This is just the beginning. The days of corruption, illicit deals and under-the-table transactions in the Bureau are numbered, he said. The provincial government of Batangas, under the leadership of Governor Hermelando Mandanas, had 283.23 million pesos in spent disaster funds, equating to 45.85% non-utilization rate, a Commission on Audit report showed. In its 2023 audit report, COA said the unutilized balance of the local disaster risk reduction and management fund defeats the objective of strengthening the resiliency of communities and enhancing disaster preparedness and response capabilities of the province. The province's unexpended balance of the LDRRMF increased by 6,603,204 pesos and was not optimally utilized to implement disaster-related programs, projects, and activities incorporated in the LDRMM investment plan, leaving an unutilized balance of 283,230,197 pesos. The audit report reads, in line with this, COA said it recommended the provincial government to instruct the provincial DRRM officer to submit the province's plan for the implementation of the unbalanced fund, 283.23 million pesos, and submit a written justification explaining the observations cited in the audit report. Moreover, COA recommended the review and evaluation of the LDRRMF investment plan with emphasis on the proper identification and selection of specific priority programs, projects, activities to accelerate their implementation, and judiciously plan on how to significantly increase the utilization of the fund. Aside from the unspent disaster funds, COA also flagged the 54.59 million pesos in unsettled suspension, disallowances and charges, which stem from procurement issues and unvalidated expenses. Additionally, the agency revealed that in the province only 17 audit recommendations were implemented, while 15 others were not implemented out of the 32 ones mentioned in the 2022 audit report and prior years. Administrative and criminal charges have been filed before the Office of the Ombudsman against Marikina City Mayor Marcelino Marcy Teodoro, his wife Marikina 1st District Representative Marjorie and Mane Teodoro, and 4 others for alleged irregularities in the procurement of office and school supplies. The complaint was filed by businessman Rico G. Mariano, who asked the OMB to charge them with violations of Sections 3E and H of Republic Act No. 3019, the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, and Article 217 of the Revised Penal Code on malversation of public funds. Mariano also asked the OMB to hold them administratively liable for grave misconduct and conduct prejudicial to the best interest of the service. Also charged were former Barangay Santa Elena Cagord Marie Joy G. San Juan, accountant to Erlinda G. Gonzalez, and former acting city treasurers Miguel R. Ebanal and Florinia M. Gamad. Those named respondents in the complaint could not be contacted for comments as of posting time. It was not known immediately if the OMB has acted on the complaint. In his complaint, Mariano told the OMB that he started transacting with the local government unit of Marikina by providing office and school supplies to the office of the late Vice Mayor Dr. Jose Cadiz. He alleged that in 2017, he was approached by San Juan, whom he claimed is the bagman of Teodoro, to become an exclusive supplier for Teodoro's camp. But he said that if he would accept the offer, he would no longer be allowed to supply to Cadiz camp. He said he accepted the offer and used his sole proprietorship firm, Mazy, in the transactions. However, Mariano alleged that his business was merely used as a front by San Juan and all those involved. I was used by respondents Joy, San Juan and Marcy Teodoro as a mere conduit for them to siphon funds out of the coffers of LGU Marikina and deliver these funds directly into their hands, he further alleged in his complaint. He also alleged, I would receive all information and documents, and I was merely to follow her direction and comply for the procurement process to proceed. I was made to sign documents in order for the procurement process to proceed, and was made to collect the checks intended for my company Mazy, deposit these checks and remit the proceeds to Respondent Joy, and, ultimately, to Respondent Man. Respondents Joy and Marcy would then make it seem as though I had delivered the materials ordered by LGU Marikina. After this supposed delivery, I would receive a notification from Joy indicating that a disbursement voucher and check issued by LGU Marikina, representing payment for the alleged ordered materials, are ready for me to collect. Mariano also said. He added that after collecting the checks, he alleged that he would then funnel the funds to the city officials. He recalled that he was reportedly instructed to issue managers checks worth 9.58 million pesos in favor of Teodoro's wife, who at that time held no government position. Their pecuniary interest is bolstered by the fact that it was Respondent Man who received the manager's checks issued by the LGU Marikina, while Respondent Marcy, as the husband, would necessarily benefit the same, and Respondent Joy as the one who received the cash I remitted to her. He also alleged in his complaint, their pecuniary interests moved them to orchestrate and execute their nefarious scheme in the guise of a legitimate and lawful process, Mariano added. Department of Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon ordered the dismissal of 3 employees of the Office of Transportation Security allegedly involved in a Tanimbala incident at Ninoy Aquino International Airport Terminal 3. In a press briefing on Monday, the 10th of March, Dizon said proper administrative charges will be filed, pending a full investigation. We will not stand for any abuse. Any abuse will be met with the same result and the same swift action as mandated by the president himself, he said. In a Facebook post on Saturday, 69-year-old Ruth Adel set to travel to Vietnam with her family accused NAIA security personnel of planting a bullet in her baggage as they were about to board their flight on the 6th of March. According to Adel, the security personnel claimed they have an X-ray image of an antiing lucky charm in the form of a bullet casting inside her baggage. She said a thorough inspection of the bag revealed that there is no bullet casting in the said bag. They didn't even apologize for the inconvenience and trouble they gave me. If they aren't taught a lesson, these officers will continue to victimize others, Adel said in the post. For his part, Dizon emphasized that government officials are people's servant, not their lords. The power and authority vested in government officials like us, from the president down to the OTS personnel, is meant to serve the people, not to abuse, not to maltreat, he said. The transportation chief said he has ordered OTS officials to review the procedures of screening and security protocols at the airport. He added that the DOTR will set up a hotline at NAIA where passengers can report issues they may face at the airport. I am calling our countrymen. If this happens to you, do not be afraid. Do not be ashamed. Report it immediately, said Dizon. The Tanimbala modus operandi became prevalent in 2015, when NAIA security personnel were alleged to have planted bullets in the baggage of passengers in order to extort money from them. Meanwhile, new NAIA Infra Corporation, NNIC, the private operator of NAIA, said it is working with the OTS to reinforce security monitoring, proper screening procedures, and transparency in security operations to prevent similar incidents and strengthen public confidence. NNIC remains committed to working with the OTS and other authorities to provide a secure and seamless airport experience, NNIC said in a statement. Our priority is to maintain an airport environment that is safe and efficient for all travelers, it added. The OTS, a unit of the DOTR, is the sole agency overseeing security screening, including X-ray baggage inspections at the airport. Malacanang confirmed that Interpol Manila received the official copy of the warrant of arrest against former President Rodrigo Duterte at early dawn on Tuesday, the 11th of March. The palace also said that the former president is now under the custody of Philippine authorities after the arrest warrant was served to him at the airport. This morning, Interpol Manila received the official copy of the warrant of arrest from the ICC. A statement from the Presidential Communications Office said on Tuesday, as of now, he is under the custody of authorities, the PCO said. At 9:20 am, Duterte and his companions arrived in Manila from Hong Kong via Cathay Pacific CX 907. Upon his arrival, the warrant of arrest was served by the Prosecutor General. In his arrival, the Prosecutor General served the ICC notification for an arrest warrant against the former president for crimes against humanity, PCO said. The palace also stated that the former president and his companions were in good condition and are being checked by public doctors. The former president and his companions are in good condition and are being checked by doctors from the government. Authorities are ensuring that he is in good condition, the palace said. It further said that the police wore body camera during the serving of the arrest warrant. The ICC has been investigating Duterte and other individuals for the supposed extrajudicial killings and human rights violations committed during his bloody war on drugs. During his term, the Philippines withdrew from the Rome Statute that established the ICC. Mayor Ronnie Dadavas of Roxas City and two city officials are facing complaints of graft and corruption and malversation of public funds before the Ombudsman. The cases against Dadavas, City Treasurer Mimi Riono, and City Accountant Teresita Bidians were filed on Tuesday, the 11th of March. They are also facing complaints of grave abuse of authority, gross misconduct, dishonesty, and conduct prejudicial to the best interest of the service. The complaints filed by Accountant Carmen Andrade were based on a 2023 audit report of the Commission on Audit. The complainant accused the Dadavas administration of opening time deposit accounts amounting to 402 million pesos without prior authorization from the City Council. She also accused them of sacrificing specific programs when they used the 8 million pesos from the Special Education Fund and the 25 million pesos from the Trust Fund as investments. The city government refuted allegations that Dadavas was not authorized by the City Council. Melvin Gallagher of the Roxas City Communications Group said the City Council authorized the mayor to deposit the funds with the Development Bank of the Philippines and the Land Bank of the Philippines. Gallagher disclosed that the Dadavas administration has complied with the findings and recommendations of COA. A candidate for municipal councillor was shot dead in Barangay Dinton, Pilar, Abra on Wednesday afternoon, the 12th of March. Police identified the victim as Melcher Gatman. The victim was a candidate for councillor of Pilar in the May elections. A photo on Facebook showed the victim sprawled on a grassy part of the roadside. The victim sustained multiple bullet wounds and died on the spot. Netizens and relatives condemned the killing that happened some 2 weeks before the start of the local campaign period. Police tagged Pilar as well as the provincial capital Abra as election hotspots. They were placed under the orange category, areas considered to have serious armed threats. Weeks earlier, a barangay captain in Abra was also gunned down. 2 of his companions were also killed and wounded. Lawmen are conducting further investigation. The driver of Barangay Jabangahir was gunned down on Tuesday afternoon, the 11th of March. Police identified the victim as Mario Pantoya. Investigation said Pantoya was parking a barangay patrol vehicle in front of the house of the barangay captain in Purok 7, Barangay Jabanga, when an unidentified man appeared and shot him. Pantoya died on the spot from multiple bullet wounds and the suspect fled. A casual employee of Lapu-Lapu City Hall was terminated after he allegedly squeezed the face of a woman on Wednesday evening, the 5th of March, 2025, inside a bar in Barangay Poblacion. In the video that proliferated in social media, the employee allegedly wanted to sit with the woman and their table. However, the woman refused, and this caused the City Hall employee to get angry, and then he squeezed the mouth of the woman. Bar management asked assistance of the police. However, when he was reprimanded, he introduced himself as a City Hall employee. Lawyer Danilo Almendris, city administrator of Lapu-Lapu, confirmed that the man in the video was their employee who was assigned in his office. He said that he was an admin aide and casual employee of City Hall since 2020. On Friday afternoon, the employee was absent. However, Almendris called his attention and he admitted that he was drunk during the incident. He also revealed that he was not with his co-workers at night. Almendris, however, explained that since the involved employee was not a regular worker but only a casual employee, then they could immediately terminate him. He said that the employee had no security of tenure. It is understood that such employment will automatically cease at the end of the period stated unless renewed. Any or all of them may be laid off any time before the expiration of the period when their services are no longer needed or funds are no longer available or the project has already been completed, finished, or their performance are below par. The termination order read. He added that they terminated the employee for bringing the name of the office and due to his actions. Although the employee denied the allegation in the video, however, the city administrator's office secured witnesses who verified the incident that was stated in the complaint. That's all for this week. I'll see you next Friday with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.